everyone, and welcome back to our meditation class. So, begin with our meditation. We have the same with some warming up. So, let's start from our head. And please arise so we can begin. Okay, the first one, our head, left to left first, and then we will do the right side. Now, here is 7 times, and we turn our head to our left side and look back and hold it for 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Now back to the center. To your right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Again, to your left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Back to the center. To your right side. Look back as possibly as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now back to the center. Now we are going to rotate our head from left side to the right side for 7 times, and the right side to the left side 7 times. So let's prepare now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now right to the left, slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now to our shoulders, up and go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now rotate backward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. The last movement, I'll stand like this side. So we stand with our 2 feet as wide as our shoulder. Now when I count 1, 2, 3, 4, we take our arms and hands like this. Okay, both hands. And when we count 5, we bend down, and quick we stand up for 2 times. 5, 6. Okay, so let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now relax your body and be prepared for sitting meditation. First, check your position. If you are sitting on a chair, don't cross your feet. Just put them on the floor and erect your spine. If you are sitting on a mattress, you can go across your 2 feet and shake your body a little bit to check it is okay for you. Okay, take 3 deep breathing in and out. And now I would like to ask Raymond to prepare the 7 points of meditation to us. Now notice your body and sit with relaxation. Turn your attention to your breathing in and out. Slowly and now let's have the beginning. before we open our eyes, please rub your two hands till they are warm and massage your head, your ears, and your face. Once again, rub your two hands till they are warm. Massage your neck, your shoulder, your hands, your arms. Again, rub your two hands until they're warm. Massage your back, your legs, and your feet. Okay, now give me 1 minute. Let me get near to my screen and I can share you with my PPT. Hello everyone. Today we are talking about a topic I think that's very interesting. It's our brain and the relationship to our age. Usually we'll think as we getting old and the brain doesn't function well. But is that true? I just found out some evidence, so I would like to share with you. So let's see the next PowerPoint. Oops. No, okay. Okay, so just take a look at these. Of course, mine or maybe everyone has that kind of situation. Like occasionally, I forget names and appointments. Yes. Occasionally, I forget why I'm coming to a room and what I plan to say. Oh, that's often, not occasionally. Okay. And I sometimes have trouble find the right word. Yes. And I sometimes forget the day of the week and where I was going. Occasionally, yes. And temporarily, I misplace my keys, wallet, and cell phone. So look at these questions, and if all you have done, that means that's warning signs of Alzheimer or dementia. Is this the beginning of cognitive decline? I think we are all afraid of that, right? Okay. So, Dr. Gupta, according to him, he is a neurosurgeon. He said, forgetfulness is normal at all ages. It's nothing to do with our brain. Of course, it's something to do with our brain, but it all happens to every age. And if you have doubt like me, doubt in my genes have a factor of dementia. I really did. Because several years ago, I asked my family doctor, could you give me a prescription? I want to have a scan, a CT scan to my brain. And he said, why you need to do this? I said, I just doubt. because my mom has Alzheimer in her 70s. So I just want to find out. And the doctor said, okay, but it's not included in your insurance. You have to pay out of your pocket. I said, I understand. And I did CT scan and find nothing wrong with my brain. So I just eased. But what kind of symptoms that bring doctors' attention? So someone who forget recently learned information, they cannot memorize, or it's very hard to them to memorize the reason happened things. And they usually have trouble performing familiar tasks like cooking, or even they forgot completely they are boiling the water until the pan got burned. And they easily lose their track of the step to prepare a meal or even place a phone call or play a game. And the people with that symptoms, they forget simple words or use unusual phrases. Just like, what's the thing in my mouth? Or maybe he or she is describing a spoon or toothbrush or even toothpaste. But these simple words, it's very hard for them to memorize. So they have very heavy symptoms about Alzheimer or dementia. Or they get lost in their own neighborhood and they forget where they are or how they got to the place. So those symptoms is bringing the doctor's attention. Not we forget things easily. So as the Dr. Gupta said, forgetfulness is normal. It's not the privilege for the seniors. Even a young adult, they are forgetful. But we have to ask, what about our brain's function? Will our brain's function improve with age, or they get worse with age? So let you see, another doctor said, Dr. Cohen, he said, older brains have learned more than younger brains. Yeah, we learn more than the young adult, right? And those kind of learning creates new connections between neurons. That means apparently we are wiser than the young adult because we learn a lot. We learn a lot more than they learn now. That's what the doctor said. And the older people, they are more apt to use both sides of the brain at once. So you can easily know that most of the time, grandma, grandpa, they love to tell long, long stories to their grandsons. And grandsons, they love to listen to the story, even though you repeat it many times, but they still love to listen to the long stories from told by grandpa or grandma. We know that our left brain, our left hemisphere, it's good at logical analysis, organizing thoughts, language, speech, and reading and writing, and also counting and mathematics. While our right brain good at spatial relationship like seeing the map or doing jigsaw puzzles. And the right brain has artistic creativity or music ability. So older people, because their brain is more mature, so they can use both sides of cross using the brain to learn things, to memorize things. So their function become more flexible. They can use both sides of the brain to learn things, to memorize things. And the third benefits of a mature brain is that the two almond shape, that's what they call amygdalas, that serve as the brain's emotional center, appear to mellow with age. And some evidence find out in amygdalas has less anger, emotion, less fear, and less jealousy, and less anxiety in a more mature or more older brains. So you see the brain's function improved with age. That's the research from Dr. Jim Cohen, the director of the Center of Aging Health Humanity at George Washington University. So good news for all of us who are growing older. Okay, so now, even though it's good news for us, our brain's function will improve with our age, but it doesn't mean we just sit there and still our brain or our health is good. We have to watch, we have to protect our brain. So how to sharpen our brain? Of course, all of us, we know we must have a very balanced diet, and food contain omega-3 antioxidants, turmeric, curcumin, micronutrients, copper, that means copper, iron, magnesium, and zinc, and of course, vitamin, and a lot of things. I think we can have a lot of information from a balanced diet. And the same thing, we cannot just sit there and wait for our brain to be improved. We must have some exercise to do. So I think telling a story is a good way. And also building vocabulary every day. So just like you have a small notebook, whenever you encounter some unfamiliar words or even a good phrase, you just write them down and just look over and over. Or you can have just tell yourself, I want to learn one new word every day. And you just keep the word down and write down the definition of the word. But that building our vocabulary ability, just we can memorize a new word, and it's a good learning. And of course, talk to um, others, connecting with others, and we can, especially during the pandemic, we can learn a new skill at home, right? We can clean our house, clean our yard, and we can learn a new language through the Zoom or through the line. And also playing puzzles, card, and for Chinese people playing mahjong. They said they can train their brain. And of course, listen to the music or even dance or play or a music instrument. It's all the good ways. But there is another way for our mind training. I think memory training is a good way. Memory training just stimulates our ability of learning and memorizing. So like I have here, it says basic memory training like these, and even mental aerobics. Just try. It's not nothing harm, right? So you can find so many details and so many ways to do the memory training. And of course, we are now taking meditation practice. It's a very good way. And also Tai Chi. And of course, practicing yoga is all the very good way. And I found out teaching a skill to others, it's a good way too. Because through the process of teaching, you have to organize your mind, organize the step or organize the details you want to teach the person a skill about how to cook. Then you have to write a recipe, write a procedure down, and how to fix your car, and you have to write so many steps down. So it's organizing our mind and also trying a new route, even though it's the same way, but occasionally you can change a new way to get home. Just a little bit adventure around the streets, and also using our senses to focus on details. Just like the Chen master, they pay attention to the surroundings around them, to pay the attention to the flowers. Even they can hear the dropping sound of the fallen flowers. So that's their focus. They use their full senses. Just like we can train ourselves, just like me, I don't quite memorize people's
faces or people's name. So I train myself to focus on that person when that person have a conversation to me. Then I just look maybe two or three the features like the hairstyle or the way of the person's talking, or you can train when you walk on the street your memory. You can just tell yourself to memorize the 4 to 5 things along the way when you're going home. So I think that's a good exercise for our memory training. And sometimes maybe just use your not non-dominant hands, like your left hand to grab, to handle a scissor, to cut, or use your right hand to write. I think that's the crossing training is good to our brain, and it's interesting. Just try different things, and that's the ways to sharpen our brain. I believe all of you have more ways and more interesting ways to sharpen your brain. We will say if we have a healthy brain and happy brain and happy emotion, and of course, our mind will be more positive. So that's why, in the conclusion, I will say that if we can eat well, sleep well, then we have energy to walk more, to move around more, and we have the ability to learn more, and we have the curiosity to discover more. But the most important part is that we have to find the purpose of our life. That's the most important thing. I think our healthy brain is very important. So that's why I would like to share with you how to sharpen our brain. And it helps a lot to have more adaptive ability and more equanimity in our mind. And that's the same result when we have skillful meditation. So that's it. And thank you for listening. I will see you next week. Goodbye.